You know, I really wish I could say that I was surprised that this happened. I wish I could say that I expected better from one of my best friends. I wish I could say that he never would have allowed things to get so out of control at his own party. But I'm not surprised. I know better than to be surprised. I know better than to expect Reiner, of all people, to behave with anything even resembling maturity. I know better than to expect him not to sneak alcohol into a party and pass it around to people who aren't even old enough to drink. Don't get me wrong. I'm not mad at you. Really. You know, alcohol supposedly numbs your inhibitions and makes it a bit more difficult to be aware of what's going on around you. That's one of the reasons why you can't give consent to anything when you're drunk. You're not in your right mind. You can't give informed consent for anything. But you seem to be even more of an anxious wreck than you usually are. I'm gonna guess, though, this wasn't what you wanted from the night. Was it? I didn't think so. I honestly don't think that any of us expected tonight to be, well, tonight. I thought that everyone would get a sugar buzz from too much soda, maybe caffeine from energy drinks. I thought we would gorge ourselves on pizza and other greasy foods that have no business being in the human body. And Reiner would insist on watching old football tapes until someone threw a table at the TV. I didn't think that he would actually put in the effort to get something like this. I may not be surprised, but I won't lie, I didn't think he had it in him to actually try. Of course, you've seen him. He looks plenty like an adult. Maybe he didn't even need a fake ID. Maybe that's why he was able to put forth this much effort anyway. I didn't expect it to be tonight. I may not be surprised, but I was hoping for something different. What? You are too? That isn't surprising. No one wants this to be what a good high school party turns into. No one's sane anyway. no one who understands that actions have consequences. No one really wants it to be like this. They just don't figure that out until it's too late. Indeed. Oh, you're back. Sorry, I wasn't intending to eavesdrop, but you did ask me to bring up some acetaminophen and water. I also took the liberty of making some peppermint and ginger tea. I realize that you may not exactly be feeling it now, but with how much you consumed, that high alcohol content, it isn't enough to permanently damage your body, so long as this is the only time that happens. But it's enough that you'll be feeling it far sooner than anyone would a normal hangover. So I thought you might like something to settle your stomach before any discomfort can start. We'll still keep a trash bin by your side until you've healed. But this should help. You really don't remember, do you? You passed out for a good 20 minutes. Reiner was going to have some of the other guys draw faces and inappropriate words on pretty much any part of your skin that was within reach with Sharpies, but I got them to back off. And since Mikasa's mother is well versed in herbal remedies and other home health aids, I thought she might be able to help. You don't have symptoms of alcohol poisoning, and you don't seem to be in a state that would warrant professional medical treatment. However, I am going to keep an eye on you. And if something gets to be too much for me to handle, too much for me to treat with what we have in this house, I'm going to call an ambulance for you. And we are going to get you professional treatment, all right? That isn't a point that you're able to argue on. Maybe it's a bad idea for me to put it that way, considering the circumstances, but no. No, this is different. All of those other kids, they might have been cheering you on and calling you a coward for even considering backing down from a drink. But there is a big difference between what they did and what we are doing. They tried to push you to hurt yourself. Granted, that may not have been their aim. Most of them, you know them. They're your friends, they're my friends. They're Annie's friends, too. But we're at an age where there's a reason why the legal drinking age, especially here, is 21 years old. At this age, we don't often think about long-term effects on our health and well-being. They were still wrong to push you to do this, but I don't think they wanted you to be hurting. with the way that our media pushes teenage hijinks like getting drunk and throwing parties like this. It's hard to think that anything like this would be really wrong. But it is. They never should have pushed you to do this. But we will push you to get help if you need it. Because we do not want you to be hurting. Annie and I, we aren't exactly the most mature at times, but we were raised to understand exactly what it is that we're supposed to do in situations like this. My father once told me that if there was ever a situation where I was around people who were doing something wrong, something like this, something like drinking underage, if that was happening and I needed to get out, he told me that I could call him. He told me that he would pick me up immediately and I wouldn't be in any trouble. Because what matters most to him is that I am safe. He wasn't always the greatest, I won't lie, but he did come to learn that I will be safest and happiest if I feel I can trust him, if I feel that I can tell him when something happens rather than being afraid of what he'll do. He learned and he changed. Your friends will learn and they'll change. And right now, you're learning the hard way. I know. I do too. When all of your friends, all of the people you trust and admire are telling you to do something, it's next to impossible to say no. No matter how wrong you think it is, when so many people are saying do it. What else are you supposed to do? But I want to tell you something. I don't know if it will provide you any comfort. Truth be told, I suppose that coming from the two of us, it may not, but if you ever have any need to get out of something like this, if you ever need to convince yourself not to listen to everyone else, listen to us. We will always be so impressed and amazed if you can say no to things that hurt you, things that are wrong, things that are just dangerous. We will always be so amazed if you can say no to those things, no matter how many other voices are pushing you to do it. So even if people are idiots and decide that They don't want to be friends with you because you refuse to damage your body for fun? We'll be here. We'll be right here. Maybe not right here, because I'm beginning to smell something burning, and I'm going to guess that Aaron and Armin are attempting to... Oh God. They said they were going to do that. Please tell me they... Yeah, I think they are. I think they're about to attempt to deep fry a frozen turkey patty. Tell me they didn't do the... Yeah, they did. Yeah, when I was bringing them upstairs, I saw Aaron attempting to superglue all of the turkey patties from the freezer together. They said it would be the best substitute for a full-on turkey. Okay, you stay. You two, stay here. I need to go and make sure that my friends, in their delirious state, don't get themselves killed via burns. Excuse me, would you? Yep. People are idiots. You're an idiot sometimes too, but it's okay. Life is all about being stupid and figuring out what it is that you're actually supposed to do. Just make sure you're careful, okay? Learn from this. And be careful about the mistakes that you make. Because I don't want the next mistake that you make to take you away from us. Do you understand? Good. Now try to get some rest. Sip on the tea that Mikasa made you. And if you feel like you're going to be sick, bucket's right here. Only get sick there. Because this is Reiner's parents' room, the only room in the house where it's safe for us to be away from all of that, because it is supposed to be off limits. And if you get sick here, I'm not cleaning it up. And unless you want his parents to know what happened, you'll be stuck cleaning it up. Smart move. Come on. Get settled. I'll stay right here. I won't let anything else happen to you tonight, I promise.